Good morning guys, moving day today. I'm heading to Frontera, Corozal, on the border with Guatemala. I'm waiting for one of these colectivos to leave Palenque. It's gonna take me 4 to 5 hours to get there. Waiting for us, there are gonna be a couple of huge archaeological sites, among the best here in Mexico. A lot of jungle as well. So yeah, pretty excited. 8:30 in the morning, 27 degrees. Guys, it's so hot and humid here. From Palenque to Frontera Corozal is gonna cost you 140 pesos. Is by far the cheapest way to get there. This is the place where I'm gonna spend the next few nights. It's called Escudo Jaguar. There are not many options around here when it comes to accommodations. I picked the cheapest room, which is this one I'm gonna show you. It's very basic, just a couple of single beds, concrete on the floor, a fan over here, obviously no aircon, my backpack, my stuff over here. For this room I paid around $30 per night. We are in the middle of the jungle, so we have to keep our expectations low. Everything looks a bit abandoned. This because the majority of the people, well, all of them, they come here with day tours, so they don't stay overnight. This place is huge, but I'm the only one. They told me I can use the women toilet because there's no one around. Let's check it out. Yeah, so this place is very badly maintained. This is the floor of the toilet. That's the shower. I'm not even gonna show you what's in the toilet. Some of you may have questions about safety in this area of Chiapas because they had problems in the past. Actually, until 1.5 months ago, this town was sealed off because there was some cartel activity. But now the order has been re-established and there are checkpoints all over the place. I never felt unsafe during this journey, and also the highway is in a perfect condition. Escudo Jaguar is right next to the river, and from here tomorrow morning we are gonna jump on one of these boats to get to Yaxchilan, the first archaeological site we are gonna visit in this area. Renting a boat for yourself is quite pricey. That's why I'm waiting tomorrow morning for more tourists to come, so I'm going to join them, because the way it works is that the more you are, the less you pay. Just to give you an idea, for 2 people it's going to cost you 1,400 pesos. It's too hot to do anything, so I'm going to take a nap with the sound of nature, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hello guys, ready to start the day? It's time for a river cruise. This is the river Usumacinta, and on the other side there's Guatemala. The journey along the river was one of the highlights of this trip. It looked and felt wild, with lush jungle on both sides of the river. You'll travel for around 30 minutes, and if you're lucky you'll spot some shy crocodile on the river shore. Guys, welcome to Yaxchilan. We are here. What I'm gonna do is following this path, reaching this area, and after getting back from this side. let the exploration begin. We are in a piece of jungle shared between Mexico and Guatemala. The name of this jungle is Lacandon. First advice, guys, bring some mosquito repellent. You have no idea how many mosquitoes are over here. I had to go back and ask for some repellent to the guy at the entrance, and I got stung in my neck, my back. So yeah, bring mosquito repellent. We barely have 2 hours to see the place because the boat is not gonna wait longer than that. So we better get moving because this site is huge. The Great Square is accessed through Building 19, also known as the Labyrinth, due to the complex distribution of its rooms. You'll walk through dark chambers populated by bats and crawling creatures. On the grounds of the square are located a ball game and a small group of buildings that, in some cases, seem to have served as palaces. It counts with 124 inscriptions distributed on stelae, altars and lintels, which recount the actions of its rulers, ceremonies, battles, rituals and daily life. The people of Yaxchilan took advantage of the natural topography of the land to build the vast majority of the architectural complexes, among which the Great Acropolis, the South Acropolis and the West Acropolis stand out. You can also climb up the hill to check the well-preserved buildings and have a nice view over the square. The ancient name for the city was Pachan, meaning broken sky, whilst the modern name Yaxchilan means green stones. Today, some Lacandon Maya still make pilgrimage to Yaxchilan to carry out rituals to the Maya gods. The great stone stele number 1 stands above the plaza, showing Jaguar Bird IV wearing a regal ceremonial clothing. Let's try to get up there. The most exciting part of this visit is the ascent up the staircase that connects the square with the Great Acropolis, presided over by the magnificent Building 33, the most superb in the city.
¿Cómo hace usted todo el día con los zancudos?
Sí, ando espantando.
Dándole todo el día así.
Cuando sale el sol se pone uno en donde está, donde llega uno sol y
donde llega el sol no hay.
No. Ahorita porque está nublado,
sí.
Pues no deja.
The crest, its hieroglyphic staircase with scenes of Jaguar Bird IV playing the ball game. The lintels, the decapitated sculpture inside, are its most outstanding features.
We are on the way to the small Acropolis. You feel a bit like Indiana Jones.
Through paths cut into the jungle, you reach the South and Small Acropolis.
This is the summit of the hill. Whew.
There are remains of mural painting. 2 squares make up the Small or Western Acropolis, around which the buildings are distributed. The characteristics of this complex's restricted enclosure allow us to assume that ceremonies were held there for a very selected group.
I wish I could spend more time here, but I'm rushing for 2 reasons. The first one is that in 20 minutes my boat is gonna leave. The second one is that I'm getting eaten alive by these mosquitoes. I can't stop in a place to film. I just have to keep moving. Otherwise, I'm gonna be assaulted by mosquitoes. I'm back in Frontera Corozal. Unfortunately, it was a quick visit. That's why I don't like going with tours, but there's no other way to get there. Anyways, let's keep moving, let's keep exploring the area. We are here for this after all. Let's get to the next place. It's called Bonampak. Gracias. Buen día, hasta luego. But first, let's eat some homemade empanadas.
Before continuing, I went back home to quickly check my itchy back.
Thank God I had a backpack over here. Unbelievable. To get to Bonampak, we're gonna head out back on the main road, and from there we're gonna take a colectivo. The main highway is 1 kilometer away, so walking over here is gonna give us a glimpse of the daily life of the locals of Frontera Corozal. As I told you in one of my previous videos, Chiapas is one of the poorest states in Mexico, and the majority of the works, as far as I see here, are done by the community itself. And you see, this is the only road with asphalt, all the others are like that. Muy buenos días. You walk on the road, you smile, you say good morning. Everyone is friendly as long as you are friendly. That's the primary school of the village. There are pigs crossing the road. To get to Bonampak, we are going to take a collectivo first, and after we are gonna jump on a taxi to get to the entrance of the archaeological site. We are gonna buy the ticket over here. To be honest, the ride was quite expensive. People here know that there is no other way to get there, so if you are on your own, they take advantage of it. Luckily, those few kilometers were beautiful. We drove through the jungle the whole time until we reached the destination. That's it, this is the entrance of the ruins. There are some souvenir shops around. At the moment there's no one over here because the way it works is that people come here just with tours. They include this place with Yaxchilan. So they do in the same day Yaxchilan and Bonampak. And they're gonna arrive here around 2 p.m. and it's midday now, so I'm gonna have around 2 hours alone in the archaeological site. Of course, visiting these two sites on your own, it's a bit more expensive, I guess, than taking a tour. Just for the transportation to get here in Bonampak from Frontera Corozal, I paid around 700 pesos. The good thing is that the driver is gonna wait for me at the entrance. We'll meet again in 1.5 hours. This place has been rediscovered at the beginning of the 20th century, and in 1946 has been renamed in Bonampak, which means painted walls. This city reached its peak between the 7th and the 9th century AD. Bonampak has a central square surrounded by religious, administrative and residential buildings that are not very tall. A still in the square and others located on the steps of the Acropolis show its excellent carving. To the south of the Great Plaza rises the Acropolis, 46 meters high. It's a very small site. As you can see, there's just the Acropolis over there, a big square over here, and some other buildings over there. The reason why I brought you here is because this is the only place of the Maya world where we can see very well preserved murals. The murals are inside that building. It's called building number 1. You can see 3 chambers in it, and inside those 3 chambers the walls are entirely covered with murals. We can see around 270 people in those murals, all of them belonging to the Maya nobility. Interesting thing, we can see the way they used to wear. On these murals, scenes of war, payment of tributes and capture of prisoners for sacrifice are also reproduced. I think this is it. It's a very small archaeological site, as I told you before. I think 1 hour it's enough to explore the area. This is the end of our journey through Chiapas. Tomorrow I'm gonna leave the state. I'm gonna head in the southern part of Mexico. So I hope I'll see you over there. Bye guys.